April 8th.
Thank you.
Well, yes, it is.
Let's call this meeting to order. Jake,
Mark,
here.
Steve McCombs,
Here?
Keisha Joner.
Here.
On our agenda today in the open session, in addition to our continuing discussion of COVID-19 issues and impacts, we have a review of the Confluence Professional Services Agreement. Is there a motion to approve today's agenda?
Make motion to approve today's agenda.
Second?
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey,
Aye.
Joner.
Aye.
Very good. All right, we're in open. Any discussion on the professional services agreement?
So, hey Mark, this is Jake.
Yeah.
So that I put that agenda out. I mean, you guys can talk about it. I thought it was to be voted on Thursday,
All right.
the 9th.
Yeah, I think that is what we agreed on.
All right.
So,
All right. Is there any discussion of it anyway? Any questions that anybody has? If there is none, then we can close discussion and wait till tomorrow.
The only discussion I would have on it was that I would like to reiterate that we had always planned on doing this. And I think it needs to be done. It's something that neither I nor anybody here, I think, has the expertise to do. So that's all I got to say about it.
All right. Thanks, Steve. If there are no further comments, we can close discussion. Is there a motion?
Make motion to close discussion.
Second?
Joner,
Aye.
McCombs,
Aye.
Ramey.
Aye. All right. Are there any other items for open session?
Go ahead.
We are probably going to start on the handicap ramp at East Elementary whenever the material shows up today. So
All right.
I was down there this morning prepping a little bit for it. And Chris is getting someone to come and get some details on possibly getting a quote for fencing along the south perimeter along Pleasant Street of the VA complex, which I don't know what that quote will come in, but we really need to secure that somehow. I think a fence along Pleasant Street would somewhat secure it to, it would pretty much secure it to vehicle traffic. You can't hardly secure against foot traffic because they'll find a way in somewhere. But at least if we can get that secured at this point in time, we can limit the vandalism and somewhat maybe limit our liability. But in the event that we do begin a project out there, at least we'll have the fence in place for demolition. So we're going to get a quote on that. Probably be a 6-foot high chain link fence with one strand of barbed wire across the top. So, and a gate so that enforcement can access the ground.
Right. Yeah, do what you can do on that one. Yeah.
That's all I have.
Well, thanks for looking into that, Steve. We appreciate it.
I do appreciate it, Steve.
Anything else on open session?
Yeah, I was just wondering if between Kim and Jeff, in regards to like Jamie and Rachel, are they compiling a book or doing any of that for future? I'm kind of being selfish here because if I decide to run again and heaven forbid we have a pandemic again, I would, right? I mean, I'm just,
I think we discussed that here a while back. I think that was our intent to have that done.
So I just didn't know. I stepped in and talked to Jamie a little bit today, and I just, was checking in on her, and I told her I would bring that up, that discussion, because she's currently not doing that. She's obviously writing all the notes and doing everything, but I wondered if we shouldn't write what she's doing.
What do you,
You just have, okay, you answered my question. Oh, I think that's a great idea.
yeah, we've been talking about doing a triage of everything we're doing. I don't think Jamie can do it on her own.
Yeah, I don't know what form or fashion that'll take.
I think that's gonna take, once this is over, everybody's sitting down.
But I was just
Giving her
saying,
the
what she's
information.
currently doing, writing it, just so she has it prepared. She says she's writing all the notes, but
Well,
just.
she's writing notes from news conferences and press conferences and those things, but all the stuff that's going on with this from a process standpoint. So how did we do this from the beginning all the way through to the end? What are the things that we initiated? She's not gonna have all that. Okay, so we do need to do that. We need to triage this entire event from start to finish. And I think that's gonna take everybody sitting down in a room and saying on day one, you know, what were the different components from public health, from emergency management, from media and communications, which would be Jamie's piece of it.
Okay.
I think it'll be a group effort,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
what worked and what didn't.
So that we can have a manual that says, here's some of the things you have to do. Now, it's gonna have to go through a lot of iterations like any manual like that would do, but
Okay, so she just reiterated to me that, you know, if there's anything, there's a little bit of downtime on those Wednesdays. Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit because of Thursday, she's prepping for the, you know, conference
right.
call, and so, yeah, okay. That's all I had.
All right, good. Anything else for open? Okay. Anything for closed before we close the open and go to closed?
I don't have anything currently.
Kim, Jeff, anything for closed? Nothing? All right. Good. This is short and sweet. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make motion, we adjourn.
Second?
Ramey,
Aye.
Johnner,
Aye.
Gomes,
Aye.
Very good. We are adjourned.
Hey, Jake,
Yeah.
the meeting tomorrow then, do you need a Zoom link for the public to interact with you?
well, I mean, only if somebody asks, I guess. We've been doing them this way for these. I think, we can talk, when I talk, offline for like next week, Tuesday for the big one, how you wanna put that out. There's been some directions on the Zoom meeting, there's security on like doing a blanket out invite, that maybe we have a phone number or something to call on that, to do it that way.
Are there,
Like the
are
regular-
there privacy settings on Zoom that we are, because the issue with
Okay.
Zoom is people aren't remembering to set their privacy settings.
And Zoom has
Okay.
actually fixed that for everybody
Yeah.
across the